And we're back in business. Hi everybody, hope you're doing well today. So, I've got a little nice thing to share with all of you as far as the new game we're playing is concerned. This is a sequel that I didn't expect to end up getting announced, and then when it got announced I was like, well, I gotta keep an eye on this one. That being a game called it'll show up on screen unless I have to do something. Let's try something real quick. Why is the resolution like that? There we go. Apply changes. Momodora Moonlit Farewell. This is a game that I have that I've been excited to play for a while. It's been a minute to try and actually get to, find the time to do it on stream because as it turns out, I had a lot of other games to play and a lot of other things to showcase, but better late than never, and now we're actually getting to it. And for those that don't know what Momodora is, it's a indie series of Metroidvanias that kind of it got very well known due to Reverie of Under the Moonlight, I think, was the one that really skyrocketed the series to popularity. In any of the games, you kind of play as a priestess that is trying to stop an oncoming force. And typically your weapons are a leaf and a bow and arrow. And, it looks really good and the pixel art's really smooth. But what drew people, I imagine, to it to an extent was the designs of some of the bosses. In particular, there is this one zombie boss, and if you've played Reverie Under the Moonlight, you know exactly which one I'm talking about. And it's just an interesting case because for whatever reason, the weakness of the boss ended up being her tatas, if you will. So, yeah, that's a boss that you can fight in Momodora, at least in the previous game. This game, from what I saw in the trailer, does have something similar as far as titillation, but other than that, I don't have much knowledge as to what the areas will be like or other bosses, but I knew I wanted to play this because, teehee funny that you're fighting a boss by smacking them in the chest like that, but otherwise it's just a really well done Metroidvania. And I'm excited to get to it because I like good Metroidvanias. Like, that's one of my things on this channel is I just like sharing Metroidvanias because they're some of my favorite genres of games to play. So, yeah. So with that said, let's get started, shall we? Okay, for players who want more relaxed experience, I'm gonna go normal, who desire a challenge. Yeah, that'll work. Adjust the brightness symbol until the symbol above is visible. It's visible for me right now. Game features autosaving. Cool. Close the game when this white leaf is shown at the bottom of the right corner. Okay. The toll of the black bell. "13 times it echoed under the moonlit sky. "13 times it beckoned death and darkness. May the gods look upon us and grant their mercy." Alright, does this work with D-pad? This area is infested with demons. I must hurry and find the bell ringer. It works with D-pad immediately. Sweet. You'll love to see that. Oh, that's heal. Okay. Oh, the effects on this are wonderful. So yeah, you have your attack and then a dodge. Okay. What was my bow? Ooh, I like the portrait. Okay, first things first, I'm gonna lower the volume if I can find that. There it is. Game settings. That's, yeah, game's a little loud. Let's go about 65. That works. Apply changes. There we go. Yeah, open menu. Is there a let's see, notes, health and magic, green gauge at the top left, okay. Difficulty selection, change it at any time by going to the settings menu, nice. Important conversations, sometimes characters will have a red bubble next to them. This means they have something important to say related to their storylines. Oh, there's full-on storylines and quests, okay. Basic action, sacred leaf. The sacred leaf's your main weapon, and yes, you do fight with a leaf. Cojonese bow, holding up an attack. Oh. I may want to change that. Huh. Potent shot. When firing bows at full stamina, you will lose a significantly stronger arrow. This action will consume a large amount of your stamina. Healing Bell is a magical artifact that can be rung to restore your health and heal your wounds. By doing so, it will consume your magic points. Every now and then, the healing effect will be more potent. Oh, so at a random time. Okay. Dodge roll is an important ability you can use as long as you have stamina available. It allows you to move through enemies and most enemy attacks without receiving damage. There are some enemy attacks that cannot be dodged through. These will be marked by a purple indicator. Okay. Dodge roll that is executed just before you receive damage from an incoming enemy attack is a perfect dodge. If performed, it will, with the correct timing, this technique will restore the stamina lost from a roll. Nice. Yeah, so a lot of these seem to be pretty self-explanatory. To increase your attack power. Okay. Magic shinies? During important battles, these shinies are guaranteed to appear after you dealt enough damage. Picking them up will restore some of your magic points. Okay. So I'm guessing those are what I pick up after destroying enemies. Cool. Shows the areas you've been to. Alright, critical hits. Sometimes your attacks will deal more damage against enemies. These are displayed in a yellow damage number. There may be ways to increase these odds. Okay. Have weak parts on their bodies. When your health is low, you will enter a special state. In this state, your stamina will regenerate faster and you will have a larger invulnerability period after receipt. Oh, interesting. Oh, and we have status ailments. Constantly lose health. Prevents the use of healing bells temporarily. Stamina recovers more slowly. Take more damage. Okay. Healthy? What? A status effect received when making an offering at bell shrines. These effects will this effect is temporary and will automatically restore your health. Oh, so praying at the shrines, that's just autofill of health and okay. Companions are magical objects fashioned after a specific concept or person. While they do not aid in fateful encounters and major battles, they do provide some comfort for those who travel alone. Depending on their personality type, they will do different things from time to time. Brave types will cast an attack spell around their position. Explore types will dig and find lunar crystals. Healer types will generate one magic shiny. Okay. And then a few others that aren't available yet. Okay. Worth the lookup. Yeah, I don't... No, I don't like that much. Can I change that? Let me... Controller binds. Where's the bow? Oh. Dodge sacred... Can I change it to a bumper? Oh, it is on a bump. Oh, lovely. It is already on a... Okay. It's on an optional bumper already. Sweet. Love that. Yeah, this is the thing with the Momodora games that I've always really liked. That was brutally fast. The pixel art and animation have just been absolutely stellar, and they've progressively gotten prettier and prettier as the games, you know, kept getting made. And yeah, I mean, look at this game. It's got really nice pixel art. There we go. Ow. Hold down and jump to traverse narrow platforms. Yep. And what's this? Magic points restored. There we go. Press up and attack, or I could just do this. If it would actually hit. Oh boy. But yeah, that's... And as far as I know, these are the only weapons you really get throughout the game. There's no multiple types of weapons that you can really get for a given playthrough of... There wasn't one from Reverie of the Moonlight, so I doubt there's one here. So a lot of the upgrades you're going to be getting for the main character are more movement-based. Okay, so that blue glow probably means that status effect that we read about is in effect. Cool. So, I guess to talk about where I've been lately, I mentioned it before, but I was recently at a concert for a band that I really like named Caravan Palace, which is a French electro swing group. And the concert itself, I had a lot of fun at, and I also got to hang out with my uncle when we went out to dinner, chatted for a bit about a few things, kind of updated each other on what's going on, and then, you know, he drove me to the venue, and this is a very famous venue that he took me to, which was really nice. And I got to see them perform, which was awesome. And I'll explain more after this fight. Oh, sick. Ow. Okay, I can't dodge cancel. Ooh, that was bad. Ah, let me get it. Ah, I almost first attempted that. Damn it. I was trying to dodge through. So, yeah, doing a dodge roll after everything is not, there's no dodge canceling. Yeah, there seems to be a bit of a cooldown period between that. Okay. I think I see what the situation is on the dodge rolls. I'll explain it soon. There we go. Phase 2. Looks like it. Momo. Please, wake up. Cereza? Is this my house? Momo, we were so worried about you. Dora found you unconscious. Please rest for now. When you're feeling better, go see the matriarch. She's waiting for you. So, we're Momo, and I guess the cat up here is Dora. But, yeah, the situation with the concert was, I went there, and after the concert had started, there was this opening act by the name of Zeka, who is also a French artist, because if you don't know, Caravan Palace is French. And when he came on, he was really cool. I really liked his performance a lot. I'm gonna definitely check out his stuff. And at this point in the concert, I had kind of had a couple drinks already, and then I spotted something, and I second glanced. I swear to God, there was somebody dressed as Waldo. Like blue jeans, red and white striped shirt, white and red beanie, like I almost to the T, pretty much to the T, save for like a mustache. And I was like, there is no way. And then I turned back around and the guy was gone. So I was like, well, what? No way. There is no way that was real, right? What? And then I didn't think much of it after that. And then Caravan Palace came on and they were great. Like they were doing a lot of their classics alongside their new stuff. And then I glanced down at the crowd, and sure enough, Waldo is right there next to somebody in a panda mask. And I'm like, well, when am I gonna get another opportunity to say that I saw Waldo? So a friend of mine asked for proof. So yeah, I managed to prove that in fact I did see Waldo at a Caravan Palace concert. So, and this isn't the only time where somebody's done that, where somebody's like, oh my God, I found him at a concert. So I have to wonder, is there just like a forum or something where people go to concerts dressed up as Waldo just so people can make the joke? Because that's what I thought. That's what I was kind of thinking after I'd found Waldo, as it were. But yeah, the situation with the concert was pretty good, and they were really cool. I had the crowd themselves at the concert weren't super energetic. Like they had, like a lot of people had their hands up in the air and they were bopping their heads, but I was in the balcony area of the venue, which is where you go if you don't want to dance, you know. And the lead singer of Caravan Palace, she puts out the mic to the audience to do that thing at concerts that, you know, artists do, where they're like singing a lyric of the song, then the audience follows up because they know it so well. And she was like, you guys down here are great. I can't hear you guys in the back though, which I'm like, okay. I mean, understandable. You want a big energy, but people are up here because they don't want to dance. They want to just vibe to the music. But it was still a really good time. Hearing a lot of their favorites and new stuff in person was really interesting with the live instrumentation as well. And then after the concert was done, my uncle couldn't pick me up from the venue, so I was cool with getting a rideshare app. And, you know, instead of Uber, I use Lyft, which I don't know how better of a difference it is. I've not had any issues with Lyft prior to this, but this is the one instance I've had with them where I was pretty dissatisfied. And it may have just been the time frame that I got it, that I was trying to get a ride with or something, but so let me explain. I was just outside the venue and it started to get really cold, like around the 30s to 40s or so in temperature, maybe even lower. And I tried to get on my Lyft app and it just was not loading. Despite being in the middle of a metropolitan area, I could not get a connection for the life of me. So I was like, what is going on? That's really strange. So I thought, what if I just walked away from the venue for a bit and got somewhere where there's maybe not as many people? I went over and then I tried again. I could get a ride and I managed to schedule one, but then I saw the wait time. 50 minutes of waiting. And when I saw that, I just went like, there is no way that in the... Again, I don't know if there's another event or if everybody was deciding to schedule a ride, but a 50-minute wait is kind of insane to me. So I knew my uncle's place was not super far, so I just decided, you know what? Fuck it. I'm walking there. So in the cold, in the middle of the night, I walked all the way back to my uncle's place. Again, this is so strange because I've never had to wait that long for a Lyft ride in the past, but again, maybe it was some extenuating circumstance, but whatever, fine. I was fine with accepting my lot in that time of just walking back to my place of stay. And it wasn't so bad, you know, everything was pretty calm. And I got back and showered and everything was good. And then the day after, my uncle and I went to a cafe, and then he showed me this pinball bar that was super cool. Had this Dungeons and Dragons pinball machine that, interestingly enough, Matt Mercer was doing the voiceover in, alongside a couple other VAs, and one VA in particular of note was... So this pinball machine that he showed me had a dragon head in it, and it was like, oh, if you have your ball smack the dragon a few times, you know, you can provoke battle with the dragon. And the dragon is voiced by the actor that played Worf from Star Trek, which, interesting. I know who Worf is. I've never watched a single episode of The Next Generation or really much Star Trek at all. Like, let me put it this way to you all. The last Star Trek related thing I ever saw was the Khan episode from the old series with William Shatner, and then Wrath of Khan, which was the sequel movie to that episode. Like, I am not a Star Trek person at all, but hearing that was pretty neat. So we played pinball for a bit, and then he took me to this German bakery where I got a loaf of marble rye and cardamom bread and some sweets for my family, and then just drove home after that. Listened to a lot of a new book I've been listening to. But yeah, that was my trip, and I'm glad I took that. I definitely needed to get out for a little bit, and I'm glad I did. So, Caravan Palace was a totally worth it show. I enjoyed it a lot. It did not overstay its welcome at all. I thought for certain that I would not enjoy the idea of not being able to sit anywhere, because if you were able to reserve seating, you got these stools that were near the railing of the balconies where you could just kind of lean and then look out to the stage. But I didn't have an issue really finding a place where I was comfortable. I guess chalk that up to, like, you know, how cool the crowd was. Like, everybody was very nice. And I got myself plenty of drinks, and I was just able to chill out and have fun. So that was nice. And again, I saw Waldo. How could I ever complain? When you're feeling better, go see the matriarch. She's waiting for you. All right, so just the matriarch. Also, we have an ad break starting in about 5 minutes. So I'm guessing this is the cat Dora? Ooh, I like this. Love the atmosphere. Weekly schedule for cleaning. Odd days, Isadora Doralyn. Even days, Neroli Liz. Momo, this dotted berry is finally ripe. You should eat it. Thank you for your generosity. I know it's not a lot, but it will increase your vitality. If only we had more of these to help you recover better. Don't worry about it. This is more than enough. Okay, so each berry increases my health by 50. Companion Grimalkin. What'd that say? Grimalkin spirit. All right, companions. You are now able to summon an entity to act as your companion. Although the companions cannot aid in major battles, they do provide some utility in the field depending on their personality. Okay, so how do I equip that? Sigils, inventory, companions. Here we are. Oh, look at this little guy. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, look at them. They're so nice. I like the little animation of the leaf swirling out like that. It's nice. Also, never not pet the cat. All right. Hey, buddy. You good? Miss Momo. Good evening. Neriol. Okay. Good evening, Neriol. How can I help you? I'm just taking a look around. Right. Let me know if you need anything. Actually, I have some documents that actually belong to you, Miss Momo. There are some notes you left here a while ago. Oh, right. I forgot to get those back, didn't I? I'm afraid so. Not that it's a problem. We have plenty of space. I'm very organized. Don't worry, Neriol. That's a odd Neriol. Just let me have those notes back. Here they are. You received some notes detailing past records. And what would they be? Gonna get rid of these exclamation points. So I'm guessing this was what was supposed to prompt you to go into the notes and get all of these things. Like about the status ailments or what have you. Yeah. Is there one I'm missing? Oh, here we go. Old records of Lund, Battle of the Four Maidens. Description of the conflict that led to the village of Lund to the brink of destruction approximately 500 years ago. At the time, a deadly disease was scattered across the... Did not mean to do that. There we go. This plague, which turned living beings into malformed creatures, came to be known as the Curse of Karst. Those afflicted by the curse became stuck in a transitory state between life and death. The people of Lund and their best warriors, the Four Maidens of Lund, fought to repel the menace in their land. One other heroine, which came from seemingly nowhere, proved to be of the utmost importance in the battles that took place. Even so, the conflict at the village of Lund resulted in many casualties, and of the Four Maidens, only Kaho remained. Alone, she traveled to the land of Karst in hopes of sealing away the origin of the curse. Okay. A description of the mission taken by a single priestess to seal away the curse of Karst approximately 500 years ago. The priestess Kaho Raynol of the village of Lund was sent to the eastern lands of Karst to find a source of the demon curse and seal it away. Donning a black dress worn by maidens chosen to sacrifice themselves, she ventured through the foreign land fighting nightmarish battles. In the end, Kaho sealed away the curse of Karst by drawing it into her own body. This, however, took her life in the process. Through the slowly rebuilding process of Lund, the village's name was changed to Koho to honor their heroine's noble sacrifice. As the years passed, the people of the village began to worship the Four Maidens as goddesses. Ad break started, so sorry about this, but 3 minutes. We'll have 1 hour of no ads. Take this time to get water, drink, whatever you need to do, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Thank you for your patience, everybody. All right. So, some other things that I want to talk about that came up this week, I'll talk about after we get this done, because I want to read about the backstory. I have a feeling... I don't know if this is just full-on background lore or if this refers to the previous games. If the next thing is what I think it is, then that may be the case. Forbidden Shrine, a description of a tragedy that took place 7 years ago in the village of Koho. The young priestess, Isadora, had her mother's life taken in a traditional ceremony to honor the deeds of the maidens of the past. Unable to cope with her mother's death, Isadora broke the rules of the village and trespassed into an ancient shrine. Her goal was to find a certain item that could bring the dead back to life. Okay, so no, this is not about the previous games. After exploring, she met with a strong archdemon and was cursed for trying to defy the rules of nature. The curse, as it was, turned Isadora into a demon, a beast doomed to live among the dead in the underworld. A description of an initiation mission that took place approximately 7 years ago. Isadora's curse changed her heart completely. The orphan girl who would do anything to bring her mother back was no more. As a demon, she quickly rose in power and began commanding other lesser demons. Naturally, the presence of demons around the village of Koho was seen as a threat to be solved. Momo Reynol, a novice priestess, was appointed to investigate the ruins of Hono's shrine, where the presence of demons was stronger. This was to be Momo's initiation task, a test of her abilities. Overseeing this mission was her older sister, Nanashi Reynol. The battle between Momo and Isadora took place in a section of the underworld connected to the ruins of the shrine. Wielding a sacred green leaf, Momo was able to purify Isadora's heart and body. The leaf's sacred blessings restored Isadora's humanity, leaving traces of her curse marked on her face. Did it look like the markings that Clive has on his face in FF16? A description of a mission that took place 5 years ago, handled by both Momo and Isadora. The village of Koho was once again suffering from strange spirit apparitions and lesser demons. 2 experienced priestesses were sent to investigate the matter and bring peace. They ventured forth throughout the land, purifying chaotic deities along the way, until an eventual arrival at the underworld. Lastly, they confronted a newly appointed goddess of death and purified her twisted heart. Alright, and that's it. So, the other thing I wanted to talk about, and this is the real elephant in the room for a lot of people when it comes to news and gaming lately. Feel free to look around. Alright, so nothing new from you. So, the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct happened, and as it stands, people are not entirely positive on it. They're positive about the games until the pricing came up, but I'll get to that. Demons now everywhere. At night even. How could this be happening? The precious sacred tea must not be tainted. The precious tea of the Lun Tree. Yes, yes, my dear. Nothing will happen to the tea. Do not worry. The tea purifies demons, save for when tainted by their malice. Yes, yes, it will not be tainted. We have good girls taking care of the situation. Alright, and you... My grandparents will not stop talking about some nonsense purification water or whatever. I've seen you fight, Momo. You don't need any tea to protect us, right? Well, yes, but... See? I knew it. You are strong, Momo. You will grow to be as strong as... I will grow to be as strong as you one day. Alright, so... It's a sacred tea of some kind. A drawing of Dora has been posted. It's not very well made. Aw. Oh, wait, no, Dora is... Oh, Dora's not the cat. I saw a cat on the roof and I was like, oh. Hey, sis, what's going on outside? I've been a little busy to catch up. Some sort of trouble, right? We don't know much yet, but the fairies told us one of their bells was stolen, and after we heard that bell toll, many demons started appearing demons started appearing around here. It could be that the bell is attracting them. We are trying to figure that out. I see. Seems like a regular job for you, sister. Nana, To be honest, I'm getting a different feeling about it this time. It might not be the same as past demon appearances. Wish I could help you more. We'll take care of it, sister. Besides, you have more important things to take care of. Baby. Can I climb the ladder? No. Momo, have you seen my son? He was going to visit my parents, but it's been a while and he hasn't come back. That boy is too reckless. So that's probably the kid that was talking about the grandparents. Momo, are you okay? Cereza told me you were found injured deep down. I'm fine now, I think. Thank you for your concern. Please take your time to rest if you need it. All right. Miss Momo, what was that loud bell sound from earlier? Have you seen my sister? She should be with us right now. All right, so something's up there.
Something is strange tonight. First that ominous sound, now a sudden presence of demons. Me and some others will stay here to protect the village. It's the best we can do while you priestesses figure it out.
Okay, I'm not sure where the point of progress is right now, but I'm just kind of exploring. So, the Switch 2. I didn't see the direct live, and judging from what I've heard from other people as far as the live stream is concerned, that seems to have been a good thing, because something happened with the live presentation where the North American one was, for some reason, really heavily desynced in the audio. Hey, Momo. Hello there. It seems like demons found their way into the chambers of the old sanctuary. I'm guarding the entrance to prevent them from coming out. Have you talked to your sister yet? She was worried about you. I have. I see. Let's hope our problems will clear up by morning. We have to do all we can to protect our people and the Lone Tree. The gods have chosen this duty for us. Okay, so I'm gonna go down here. Oh, that's a dungeon area from the looks of it. You offer a prayer to a heavenly lily. The lily's blessed petals warms you up. Attack power increased. Yay! So, aside from the obvious situation right now that's got people up in arms, well, got people disappointed in the Switch 2, I thought for the most part the presentation was fine. They definitely showed some things that I know a lot of people were excited about, judging by the reactions I saw for certain games. And the hardware differences between the Switch 1 and 2 are also something of note, because, you know, we're going to have some Nintendo games that could be run at 60 FPS and some with pretty strong resolution too, which is nice. You know, that's nice to finally see, because for the longest time, what people didn't really like about Switch versions of some games is that they were very underpowered versus the, looks like something has been planted on this soil. Lunar crystals can speed up the growth process. Maybe 20 or something should be enough? Okay, so I can't do that right now. So, the situation with it is this. I'm not that interested in Mario Kart. I'm not that interested in a few of the other things that were showcased. Some of them look neat, don't get me wrong, but they're not going to light my world on fire. A couple announcements really did take me by surprise, though. I'll explain them after this cutscene. High Priestess Momo Reynol. Holy Matriarch, I was told of your journey. My apologies, Holy Matriarch. I was careless and misjudged the situation, and I couldn't find what you asked of me. Perhaps we are up against larger threats than expected. The fairies warned us about the disappearance of their black bell. For now, we are assuming the toll of that bell was an invitation for demons to come. Should they reach us and our sacred Lone Tree, it will be the end of our village. When the sacred tree dies, the remaining life forms shall also meet death. The old oracles foretold all of this. Thus is our duty to prevent it from coming true. The black bell must not be rung again, and whoever brought out these demons must be punished for it. Please return to this duty as soon as you can. Yes, Holy Matriarch. These past events have taught us a lesson. Should we not stand up and protect the tree, not only our village but all the lands of this world are to face demise. For now our people will remain here in the village, where it's safe. We will protect it from danger. Meanwhile, you will go once more to search for the one who rang the black bell. May you succeed, my child. Holy Matriarch, I'll do everything I can to protect our village. I know you will, as you always have done. Okay, so pretty straightforward mission. So the games that I can remember, at least off the top of my head. Do I have VSync on or off? Hold on. Screen shake. I'm turning that off. Control of vibrations, that doesn't matter. There. I was noticing some screen tearing. Okay. So the situation with the Switch Direct was I enjoyed the situation of I liked what I saw of some stuff. Mario Kart World looks fine. Donkey Kong Bonanza looks cool. There was that one wheelchair basketball game that was supposed to showcase the Switch 2's mouse control function, which that's a cool idea. You know, like the whole mouse control function will work for some games to enhance at least some gameplay abilities for, you know, some games that may, you know, play better with that versus a controller. Like imagine Splatoon, for instance, on that instead of a controller. Or being able to play Darkest Dungeon 1 on a mouse-like format. But some other games that were showcased definitely had my interest more than others. For one, a new Silksong showcase, which it wasn't so much a showcase as it was a hilariously short sizzle reel moment. And I love that that's kind of the joke that everybody's taken into it, being like, oh, by the way, here's like 3 to 5 seconds of Silksong footage. And I'm like, oh my God, that's really funny it's really funny that that's how they did it. But I can imagine that a lot of fans of Silksong and Hollow Knight felt like kind of a slap in the face of like, oh yeah, we know this is one of the most anticipated indie games ever, but here's like 3 to 5 seconds after what, 9+ years of waiting for this game. So I don't know. I've mentioned my feelings towards the whole like L no Silksong situation, but you got something, and you have a guaranteed release year of 2025, which is better than the years of nothing. So there you go. Momo, are you leaving already? I have to fulfill my duty. The matriarch has chosen me to be your support. That must be because Dora isn't around. But I don't want to fight anything. I don't even know how to. I will just get in the way. What can I even do to help? What about that technique of yours to turn lunar crystals into sigils? Would that be useful? If you could bring me fragments of lunar crystals, such as the ones left by demons, I'll be able to turn them into sigils. And through the power of sigils, you'll be able to channel new abilities to be used in your mission. I have one here in my pocket. You can have it. It will increase the power of your arrows when your stamina is full. I do believe this can be used to help to our advantage. Thank you, Cereza. You're welcome. I'll catch up to you soon. I have to prepare some supplies to leave the village. Be safe. About sigils. Sigils are special items that can grant unique abilities when they're attuned. Use the sigils menu to view and attune the ones you collect. Okay, so and so with that, since my stamina's full, wrong button. So now it's just stronger. Okay. So in here. Can I just move lever? There we go. And... ugh, fart cloud. Okay. Probably a race of some kind. Oh, it slows me down. Oh. Okay. Can this just... there we go. Ow. Okay, there we are. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna change something in the options. I'm changing... controller bindings. I'm gonna change the bow to be the top face. Yeah. I'm gonna do that because I'm used to having my ranged option be the top face button as opposed to, you know, not. Go in there. So yeah, the Silk Song thing, good for the fans. I'm glad that they finally got some news, and maybe, just maybe, this can mean that Silk Song fans can stop for at least a little bit with the meme of El No Silk Song. Like, I've talked about it before. I get why that exists. You know, it's the same thing for Bayonetta, but I've mentioned that it always felt so it always felt like it disparaged against the I felt like it just downplayed all the other cool stuff that could have been in shown off in a showcase, or was shown off in a showcase, simply because it wasn't the thing you're excited for or what have you. Like, that's what got me about it. But again, now they've got something, and they can finally feel vindicated that their favorite thing to talk about finally has some more stuff to it. It's just really fucking funny to me for some reason that they decided to... where is the map on this? Odd. It's just really funny to me, and it was funny to a lot of other people, that for whatever reason, the one bit of Silk Song news they just decided to provide is a sizzle reel moment, if anything. So I don't know, that's just really funny. But that wasn't the only thing of interest for me when it came to things being showcased in the so the other thing was a remaster of Bravely Default 1, which I have to say, I found that a very interesting one to pick because, well, actually, no, it was an interesting one to pick because while I remember Bravely Default 1 being really well liked, I would have figured that they would have picked a different 3DS game to probably port over, but I'm not going to complain. You know, I actually played Bravely Default 1 a long time ago, and I thought it was pretty fun. It's just, unfortunately, that it was in the era of my game playing when I was a teenager where I had resold a lot of my games, and I was just trying to eke out all the earnings I had because I was very bad at money handling. So, yeah, that was my problem there. But, you know, now the option exists for everybody, which is good. The option to get this remaster will be nice, and it comes out on the launch day, which the other thing is, holy shit, June 5th for the launch day of the Switch 2 is way fucking sooner than I thought it would be. Like, I thought it would come out probably holiday season at the earliest, but no, I guess they just had this shit ready. Really interesting to me. But in any case, yeah, that's the that was the other thing that caught my attention. The third thing that got me was a new Yakuza-based announcement. Now, I'm having a very strong feeling that maybe these Yakuza announcements are just gonna be the thing for the Switch 2 now, since you know, Kiwami 1 is now available on the Switch to play, which I don't know if it's a good version of Kiwami 1 to play at all. I probably won't play it because, you know, I have Kiwami 1 already for my PlayStation. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with what I've got right now, but the fact that exists now is really fascinating to me. And then they're like, oh, hey, by the way, we're doing a director's cut. Ooh, that sounds pretty good, actually. Like, we're doing a director's cut version of Yakuza 0, where new content will be added in, new cutscenes will be added in, and an English dub will also be added in, alongside a dub from other languages too. So like, I find that very fascinating because I have played I've seen Yakuza 0 played a lot, and I remember that game so fondly and vividly. To see the game be given an English dub like that is so interesting. And, you know, obviously there's going to be some mainstays of some characters, like make offerings, offer lunar crystals to receive blessings to restore. Okay, but first, what I want to, can I like fast travel or something? I want to see. No, I can't. Okay. I do like the map legend, though. That's nice. But yeah, I'm interested on who would be the English voices for Oda, Tachibana, Kuze, Awano, Shibusawa. Like, it's such like, it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, how do you? You're giving an English dub to one of the most famous games in the franchise. That's so odd to me. And it's not just like, oh, they're gonna be making the dubs timing of everything match with the original cutscenes and all that. No, they went back into the cutscenes and lip synced the cutscene mouth movements to English. Because for those who don't know what I mean, in Yakuza, you had multiple different versions of cutscene types. The pre-rendered ones for super big story moments, the ones that looked really good and detailed. The ones that aren't, the non-important cutscenes, which were the characters kind of standing and talking and their jaws move up and down. And then those weird in-betweeny ones where the models of the characters are pre-rendered, but there's like little to no animation for those, which those are probably those in the recent Like a Dragon games are more or less relegated to flashback sequences, which makes sense to me. That makes a lot of sense to me, you know, as far as the structuring of that is concerned. But in Yakuza 0, that wasn't the case. But yeah, that's that. So in the pre-rendered cutscenes, when it's the one where Kuze is talking to Kiryu about the importance of the empty lot and why it was bad that Kiryu got the money collection from the guy that was there, and when he turned up dead, that was like, oh, you really messed with this situation now, Kiryu. You really screwed the pooch on this one. Our boss really wanted that empty lot because that would have been really valuable to the Kamurocho redevelopment plan, and that land was going to be worth so much money, and you just had to screw us there. Like, I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but the cutscene where he's talking to Kiryu about this, it's in English with the audio, and they lip synced the mouths to English, so they went back to do that, which is like, wow. So this director's cut is obviously going to be the definitive version of Yakuza 0 to play, especially since they're adding a multiplayer mode and extra cutscenes and all that. And that got me thinking, well, do I have to get a Switch 2 to play this? And there was no one point in that showcase of it that said, yes, this is only on Switch. So my guess is, at some point, Yakuza 0 Director's Cut is just going to be available on all platforms no matter what. Which, if that ends up happening, I'll just get it for either my PlayStation or my PC, because that game does not... Like, that game can be run on my machine. I know it can. So that being an option is cool. And I don't know what other improvements they could make to Yakuza 0 besides the ones that I talked about, or inclusions rather, but the ones that were there I thought were quite neat. Want some sigils made? Let's see what I can do. Let me know which ones you're interested in. Okay, I don't have enough for any of these, but I'll read them. Last Wish prevents 1 death from fatal attacks. This effect is only available after ringing a shrine bell. Okay. Strong Fist prevents knockback and interruptions from most enemy attacks. Increases the potency of Healing Bell according to how many times you've fallen in battle. Oh. Effect, the value of lunar crystals you pick up is increased. Oh, that's good. I want to talk to you, actually. I'll be around as much as I can. Please come to me if you need someone to talk to, or have some sigils made. Okay, so... nothing there. Because we don't have fast travel, I can't go back up the map and check this right area. Wait, hold on, maybe I can. But yeah, that was an announcement I was like, oh wow, because Yakuza on Nintendo is still such a weird thing to think about, because like, that's not to say an M-rated franchise like that can't exist on it, but just the idea that it's even a thing baffles me. So, yeah, but this also will mean that a whole new audience could get exposed to Yakuza, and I don't mind that one bit, you know, because if it's not evident in the amount of the Yakuza and Like a Dragon games I have played on my Twitch, I love Yakuza. Like, it was one of my franchises that really, it's a franchise I really fell in love with, and has a lot of character moments that I still think about, you know? Has a lot of great moments that have stayed with me. So having this new potential audience for them is always really good to see. But sadly, that might get downplayed a little bit, or not downplayed, but that might become a bit of a lesser or that might become a grander problem, which is the elephant in the room that is, holy shit, the Nintendo Switch 2 is $450. Now, consoles costing a whole lot of money is nothing we aren't familiar with already. I paid a good amount of money for my PS5. PCs are always expensive to build. Not everyone can afford those, and the situation with the expenses is that the situation in the current economy right now in the US is like, holy shit, we can barely afford our groceries. And, you know, there's always the tariffs argument that's brought up, and that is a case to be made, but then Nintendo's president said, but then, like, apparently Nintendo of America's president, Doug Bowser, said, like, oh no, the tariffs don't affect us that much. We made these decisions based on the hardware, based on the needs of the hardware in the Switch 2, because of, you know, how different and powerful and more, and how different the manufacturing is for it. But I have a very sneaking feeling that kind of flies out the window. Well, not flies out the window. Like, the issue at hand is just that things are expensive right now, and Nintendo pricing the console like that doesn't really help their image for people that want to be able to get this game that they really like, but they just can't because the console's a lot. And the games themselves are also expensive. Like, $80 for Mario Kart $80 for Donkey Kong Bonanza, $80 for whatever next Mario or Zelda game will come out. And the outlier that I had seen, and the outliers that I probably will expect to see for some of these games, is the third-party stuff. The stuff that isn't first-party Nintendo will be the least expensive of them. Like, somebody showed a price listing of the different Nintendo games that, or the different Switch 2 games that were showcased, and Bravely Default Remaster was $40, which is the price of a 3DS game back in 2013 or so. Supposing it wasn't a super rare game, which, you know, may become the case in the future if, you know, that's the issue. But that is the thing that people are kind of, well, I shouldn't say kind of, that's the thing that people are pretty unhappy about when it comes to the Switch 2, is that they want to be able to play these games, but the cost of everything is so damn high that, you know, people can't afford to get this console. And people's feelings towards getting a console, either day one or what have you, have been very different for a while now. And the Switch is a particular case of people really seeing if whether or not it's worth the investment. Some would, like, the argument to be made is, like, get a Steam Deck, because a Steam Deck functions relatively the same as a Switch or a Switch 2, and for others it's more powerful, more customizable, and, you know, has a longer battery life. And I don't have one because, you know, any PC gaming I want to do, I do on my PC. And if I'm not at the house and I want to play games, most of the games that I would want to play are on my Switch already. So, oh well. But I recognize, though, that some just don't really care for Nintendo's business model and how they do things, which I understand. I've talked about it a lot before as well, how Nintendo hasn't made the best business decisions in a lot of circumstances. And this particular instance wasn't one where they were really helping their case, because, again, it's an expensive console, and now the games are more expensive, and I don't know what they could, because this became such a big talking point that Nintendo has delayed and canceled pre-orders for the Switch 2. Which I don't know if this is the first instance of them ever having to do so, but it definitely is an instance where it has been made evident that people are upset, and the tariff situation has people really uncertain if they want to invest in this day one. So what I hope Nintendo could do in the future to potentially fix this problem is they could just honestly lower the price of either the game, like, if either the console or the games, or both. Ideally both. You know, people don't want to pay $80 for a game. That's a lot of money to drop, and people can't afford to drop $450. But the common thing that I've usually seen when it comes to social media posts about the Switch 2, I've seen some say, yeah, I don't mind the price of the console per se, because yes, it is a more advanced Switch. It is stronger. It is able to run games more quickly. It has all of the fancy graphics settings that, you know, people talk about all the time when it comes to potential improvements for the Switch. Like, an improved Switch is what people have wanted for so many years now. Since 2017, or at least since like 2019 to 2020 was when the talks were really evident of people wanting some kind of improved version of the Switch. And now that we've got that, the price of it has now made people really reconsider the option of getting one. Some will get one day one because of a lot of reasons, for a myriad of reasons, whether it is a journalistic one where somebody's working for a journalism company and they've got to get the latest game stuff, even if it may not be something that they want to invest fully in, or people that just still, or people that are just still excited for the games, even if the prices are steep. You bathe the sacred leaf in the pond. The sacred leaf's latent powers have awakened. Awakened sacred leaf. The sacred leaf is now able to cut demon strings and will occasionally deal extra hits against enemies, which likely means, there we go. And then you have stuff like the GameCube NSO thing. Now, I am not happy about that because you know me, I've talked how I'm not the biggest fan of the Nintendo Switch Online system or service, because while, you know, it is good about tracking some of the saves and everything with that, I would rather be able to own my games instead of just have it be like on a digital rental situation. But so long as you at least keep up the online service, at the very least you can still play them. So fine, you know, and maybe this ends up being the thing that gets it for me. But the thing that I also had talked about regarding my distaste for the NSO is just that the expansion exists. Like, I don't see the purpose of having an expansion version of the Nintendo Switch Online service be as much as it is. Like, $60 a year that lets you have, yay, your GameCube access, or access to your Game Boy Advance games, or your Sega Genesis games. Like, cool, you get access to those, but that's a lot of money to spend. Like, I don't... And the thing that I fear the most about this whole situation is, what if, for some fucking reason, later down the line with this GameCube edition for the Switch 2, they make the NSO higher in price again? What if? Like, what if? Because they made the expansion for the Game Boy Advance and Sega Genesis stuff and the Nintendo 64 stuff. And, you know, people have talked before about how the Nintendo 64 versions of some of the stuff on the Switch is not the best. I remember seeing screenshots of how poorly optimized the Ocarina of Time version, the Switch version of Ocarina of Time is. And I just can't help but think, like, God, how bad of an experience do you think we might get if the Nintendo Switch Online version of classic GameCube games is like that? Because Wind Waker's included in that lineup, you know? Wind Waker is in that lineup of games that are included into the Switch 2's NSO library. So I wonder, does that gray out when... Oh, hello. Momo? This isn't a good time to talk. Help me out. Ooh, a harpy. Ooh. Ooh, this music. I'm dead. Okay, first off, that music is fucking baller. That is such good music. Two, I should have healed before I went through that. Oh well. I've learned now. In any case, so it wasn't just Wind Waker, it was F-Zero GX and what else was it? It was F-Zero GX, Wind Waker, And what was the other one? It was 3 games that were shown off, and I cannot remember them for the life of me. What the fuck was it? It wasn't Luigi's Mansion. That was in like the scrolling wheel lineup. What the fuck was the other game showed off? This is gonna bug the shit out of me until I remember. All right, in any case, that's just the thing that I fear the most, is a potential extra increase in the amount you have to pay for your NSO if you want to play these classic GameCube games, which sucks because some of these GameCube games are actual classics. Like, people are finally gonna get to play Path of Radiance without paying out the ass. People will finally get to play Pokemon Gale of Darkness and Coliseum without paying out the ass for a physical copy. GB Robo, you know, or Luigi's Mansion 1. Like, you've got finally the ability to play so many of these games that are beloved by a lot of people, but if it increases in price to an extent that is as high as, if it goes any higher than $60 a year, not everyone's gonna be able to afford that. Like, because I mean, shit, like, think of how many years you probably want to afford a certain game or a certain thing, and then the amount of money that it costs to keep that up is just too much. Like, because some have to cut corners to even be able to afford their groceries. Are you feeling hungry? We could share a meal if you want. Should I spend some time eating with Cereza? Sure, why not? You know, being down here gets me thinking about my family. You've never left the village before, right? Yes, I'm far from home and it's overwhelming me. If I'm honest, I'd rather enjoy the company of all the cats in the village. But I have to live up to my adult responsibilities, or try to at least. Only then we will all return home. I'm glad you seem to have some positive outlook at least. Of course. That's cute. That's a good meal. You need to teach me how to cook cheese bread like this. Anytime. Oh, we have bonds. Okay. Do I have money for a sigil? Yes. Cool. I should probably equip another sigil. Do we have something for bonds now? Sacred Leaf Awakening. All right. But yeah, like, I don't know if the cost for the NSO has gone up at all. Or will go up for the Switch too. Because that's the other thing, is that this GameCube inclusion, from the sounds of it, seems to be Switch 2 exclusive. And I can understand, like, they want to keep it to the new console because they at least want to be like, yeah, give people an incentive to buy our new console, but how do I unequip a sigil? Okay, just do that. I don't know. I just can't in good faith feel like I want to get a console just so I can play some of my beloved old games like that. And I can't feel inclined to get an entire console for that feature. Basically, if a Switch 2 for me is a very uncertain kind of purchase. One that I probably wouldn't really fully pull the trigger on until maybe a year or two after its release, because as I said, shit's expensive nowadays, and I'm still trying to get a full-time job so that I can afford to do stuff with even upgrading my computer, as I mentioned before. So that's my general thought. Like, that's my thoughts on this whole situation, because I just, like, for whatever reason, the Switch is as expensive as it is, which sucks. And I imagine there are maybe some talks right now that may be about, hey, should we change our minds about this so that people will buy our console and not say, Nintendo, come on, we can barely afford eggs as is. But we'll have to wait and see on that, I suppose. Oh, the new Kirby Air Ride game. I forgot about that too.
So the thing about Kirby Air Riders is that's cool. I remember playing Kirby Air Ride a lot when I was young, but I don't necessarily have a super strong attachment to the game. I know it'll be a fun idea for a collab game for a lot of people. Oh, actually, before I initiate the boss fight again, the fucking Nintendo camera thing that they showed and the in-game mic stuff, like, that's probably for people that don't have a super strong computer or may only really have a phone and a Switch or so, but it's so funny to me that they just made a lesser Discord through that. Like, that is hilarious to me. So yeah, that's pretty funny. But the other matter is that I also remember seeing the UI in terms of the Switch 2's interface. It looks almost exactly the same as, it looks pretty much exactly the same as the Switch 1's. And I guess that's the last thing that I'll rant about, I guess, before I initiate the boss. The whole expansions to prior games for the improvements that can be made to Switch games like Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, Kirby Forgotten Realms, and Mario Kart, or no, Super Mario Jamboree, or Mario Party Jamboree. The idea of having to pay extra for that kind of content will only sound like, I feel like I have to see what the prices of that would be before I could ever say, like, no, that's not worth it, you know? And I really hope that doesn't affect the potential compatibility of a Switch cartridge to the Switch 2, because what I hope it couldn't be the case is just, hey, you have a Switch game that's got all your stuff on it, click your Switch cartridge into the console and it's basically good from there, like how it was with the GameCube to the Wii or the Wii games to the Wii U. That's all I ask for on that front, but if compatibility stuff gets wonky there, I might not be happy. Well, I shouldn't say might not be. I wouldn't be happy about that at all, because there are some games I want to see improved in terms of streamlined frame rates or what have you on Switch. Like Octopath 2, for instance, with better resolution and frame rates. I don't know if I'll pick up Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom again, but just whatever other games are there, I want to be able to play those with a better resolution and frame rate, which would be cool. And I don't know if that will branch out to other games that were capped on the Switch 1, like Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, but if they did get improved in some way, that would be great. But if the improvements are locked behind the expansion, that's a bad thing. The graphical and frame rate based improvements should be just a default thing that's done to a game that's brought to a different format. That's why people are not happy with how Bloodborne's handled if you try to play it on PS5. So yeah. And actually, speaking of something costing more than it ever should, they announced like this tour of a console game. I forget the name of it, but it was essentially a game for the Switch 2 where you walk around the console and just check out what the features are and see what they can do. Kind of like that Astro's Playroom game for when the PS5 first came out. Difference is, Astro's Playroom, I think, came free with your PS5, whereas fucking the Switch tutorial game, a Switch 2 tutorial game is $10.
I'm sorry, if you charge $10 for that, that feels about as bad as when Metal Gear Solid 5, what was it, Phantom Liberty or something, for the, like, way back when, before Phantom Menace came out, when that game that could be beaten in about 3 hours was $40. Like, that demo, essentially. Yeah, no, charging $10 for a console tutorial is asinine. Genuinely asinine, and I can't abide by that. Like, no, I don't care what Doug Bowser has to say. So I would rather just figure it out as I go from there. But yeah, like I have a feeling that maybe this should have been just a Switch Pro situation, just a more advanced, kind of like a PlayStation Pro, but Switch-wise, you know, something that just has better resolution and frame rates or what have you, because I feel like aside from the mouse control stuff, not enough of it is different for it to be a wholly separate console, or to be considered a wholly separate console. So that's my takeaway from this. And, you know, I don't know what other kind of exclusive games will be shown for it. No, there probably will be a lot more exclusive games, but for now, if they're still going to put stuff out for the Switch as is, I think I'll be fine with just my Switch for now. I was talking with a friend of mine actually who mostly plays just Pokemon as her main form of gaming, and I was telling her about this stuff, and I was like, yeah, and she said, yeah, I'd probably just stick with the Switch, especially if Legends ZA will be on Switch 1 and isn't Switch 2 exclusive. And I'm like, yeah, doesn't matter if Pokemon finally has frame rates now. That's still $450 to drop alongside $60 for the game that would be the Switch 1 version, and then and then the expansion stuff after that. That's it's not the fun, not the good time. And it sucks because, you know, this was such an anticipated thing for a lot of people, but then a couple cracks were shown with the whole digital game card thing that they shared in the Direct before the Switch 2 one. And then there was also, this wasn't in the Direct, but I'll say this before I start the ad break in the next 3 minutes. Apparently, according to what I've seen, the cartridges that the Switch 2 games are on are not going to actually have the game's data on them, but a key that lets you install, or a key that lets you have access to the ability to play the game through it. Kind of like what people are saying is the situation with disc-based games right now. That is genuinely inexcusable. I don't like that, because what this could mean is Nintendo at any point could say no more online services or anything, and if your game key that's in your cartridge doesn't work anymore, you now just have a lump of plastic that has your game's logo on it, and it's just going to be completely sitting there useless. So, and it's just really awful towards people that collect physical media. I like to collect physical media whenever I can, but this just isn't it. This ain't the move here, Nintendo. I don't know, like, if enough people talk about this, if enough people bring up this problem and say, hey, this is a problem, maybe they'll change their minds. Maybe they will make a statement about it. But right now, there's just a lot of uncertainty about that. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world, period. And I know a lot of people were also disappointed that there wasn't really much rep about some other franchises they wanted to hear more from. I know Animal Crossing fans were like feeling very left behind, especially since New Horizons apparently only had like 2 years of having some updates consistently, and they haven't gotten anything since. So I don't know. A lot of shit in that is just not good. It's a rough go all around. The Switch 2 definitely has left people feeling very unsatisfied with the current showings of it. And I know there was a whole hands-on demo thing that you could sign up for to do, but there is not a chance in hell that I could be able to go out to, the Nintendo store in New York for that. or LA or what have you, Nintendo never comes to the Midwest for these kind of events. So yeah, it's not a good situation for Nintendo right now, and I really hope they learn from people's thoughts and opinions on this, because it's not just Nintendo players that are talking about this. It's people that write articles that revolve around Nintendo-based content. This is not just people being angry at Nintendo because they aren't Nintendo fans or what have you. No, Nintendo fans and even people that write articles on games or what have you about this stuff are saying like, yeah, this is this isn't good. So yeah, but in any case, ad's gonna start in 3.5 minutes, then we will get back to the boss fight. Sorry for the rant. It's just this is just the kind of thing to discuss at this time, because it's something people looked forward to and something that people were hoping could be good for them during a situation where people need some levity. And then the price tag comes up and it's like, oh. But for those that are excited still, be excited. There are things to be excited for there. It's just shit's expensive. So yeah, it's like, I'm not going to say you can't be excited, but I am going to say that at the very least make the gripes, or not gripes, make your criticisms known. So yeah, in any case, 3-minute ad break, get some water, stretch, whatever you need to do. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Thank you for your patience. And I wanted to also say something else when it comes to this Switch 2 stuff before we start the boss fight. So, people, I don't want to say don't be excited for the Switch 2. I don't want to say, oh, you can't be excited for this because of XYZ reasons or what have you. Like, I don't want to rain on people's parades when it comes to their excitement for seeing franchises that they really like getting some kind of new thing to them, whether it be Kirby with Kirby Air Rider or Donkey Kong with Donkey Kong Bonanza. Silk Song fans, although that's not going to be Switch exclusive, but you get the idea. And the new Mario Kart having some cool modes in there, that would be nice. I just wanted to at least make my stance on things known, to at least put some word out there. But if you're excited for it, if you're really happy about all of the things that were shown, and at least some of the hardware stuff that was showcased, that's awesome. And I really hope, and I really don't want to, make anyone feel bad for being happy about a thing. Like, no, you should never be made to feel bad for being excited about something. So, yeah, that's the situation there. And I'm not going to really talk about that Duskblade game because I've talked before about my relatively lacked interest in FromSoft's games of late, but I mean, I find it funny that they just did What If We Did Bloodborne but don't copy our homework too closely. So, yeah, that's my situation. So there you go. That's it. I'll close the book on the Switch 2 discussion for now. We may open it again if another Direct happens, but we'll have to wait and see. But right now, we've got a boss fight to do. Ooh, I can get chip damage on this one. I could chip damage the boss in midair like that. That's so funny. Oh, this music. Oh. There we go. Oh, God, what a good boss theme. Holy shit. Like that is something I always have complimented Momodora on when I've talked about it with people, is that the music is stellar. And that seems to be the case here. Thanks for the help, Momo. A lot of archdemons are now appearing here. Even took 2 of us to take that bird down. Right. We must act quickly to find the Black Bell, Dora. Yeah, about that. Please tell me you came across something useful when searching this area. I haven't had any luck, but at least I'm reunited with my trusty partner. You do remember the plan was to split up so we could search different areas at once, right? Maybe, but working together isn't so bad. Just like the old days. Should we keep searching around here then? We must be close to the bell ringer. I'm not so sure. The fairies might know more details that could help us. Can you make your way to their village? The fairy village. All right. Momo, one more thing. Take this flower. You're going to need it if you want to explore any deeper. Blessing grants you the ability to sprint. Oh, lovely. flower I give you contains a special blessing. You can use it to get past strong winds and currents. Okay, so that's what it is. Cool. Yeah, that, I remember Momodora Reverie of the Moonlight having some particularly good bangers. One was actually a track that helped inspire my, BRB music, which was the White Leaf Memorial, I think it was called. It was a area theme, and to say that it blew my mind when I first heard it would be disservicing that theme, because genuinely that theme is stellar. Like, because the soundtrack in general for the Momodora game, for Reverie of the Moonlight, I thought it was really good. I don't know about the prior games to that, but honestly, I'm very curious about trying those older games now, because, you know, so far I've had really good times with both Reverie of the Moonlight and this. So yeah, very curious. Oh, she does a little flip this time. Oh, cool. Although it takes up stamina, which is a downside. Alright, we'll do a little more exploring. And I wasn't going to plan on, I was probably going to do my average stream time of about maybe 3.5 hours or so tonight, because I do have my obligations to my week schedule, as it were, so I can't stream for longer than that, unfortunately. But we'll make the most of today. And we've made some progress already, and so we're doing pretty all right. I don't remember if healing was this quick in the original, I shouldn't say original, in Reverie of the Moonlight. I feel like it was, but I might be misremembering, because it has been a number of years since I had last played that one. I'm really happy that this game works with my D-pad too, and my 8-bit dough. Like, I really like my 8-bit dough. It's a controller type that I've really grown to like as I've been able to play more and more with it. It's been very good to me, because while I've debated about getting another Xbox controller down the line, that's far enough in the future to where I really hope it won't be a thing I need to do for too long, because Xbox controllers are expensive, especially the one that, you know, while I still own, it's, you know, well, not broken, but not holding up well in some ways. For those that don't know, I've got this one controller that I got from a custom controller booth at a convention a number of years ago, and for a long time it was like my go-to PC controller for a lot of things. But then when I played Hollow Knight, I noticed that the D-pad, specifically the right button of the D-pad, was not functioning properly. It would occasionally just not read my inputs. And for the more action-centric 2D games, which is what I like to play on here, that's not a good thing. Like, for instance, if I had Momo here move to the right, my old controller would, once in a blue moon, just have the input not be read at all. My guess is that maybe prolonged usage of it in that way had worn it down pretty severely. But yeah, essentially the controller is, I'm retiring it, and I have since been using this 8-bit dough, which is much cheaper than my Xbox controller, and has been a very nice improvement in a lot of ways. Because I like the feel of it, and it's wired, and I would probably want a USB-C option in the event that if I ever want to plug it into a different console to try it with, it could be compatible there. But that's another situation of we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. There's a treasure here. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh. I got it. Oh, so it oh, the question mark disappears when I get it. In that case, I didn't get the treasures for some of these other rooms at all. In that case, let's explore a little more here. The village's festivities are listed here. Preparations for the upcoming solstice, festival of the northern solstice, ceremony for selecting a sacrificial maiden. Oh boy, human sacrifice. There's a treasure here, but I don't know where it is. It's not in the walls. All right. What a day it is. Today is, or what day is it? Closest is this from, yes. No idea if that's the right one. I don't think we ever really got a actual in-game date. All right, so the only other question mark in this area is near the matriarch's room, or the matriarch spot. Oh, right, it's this. Plant will grow in 10. That's enough. I think I should come back later to check. Okay. That's all it was. So we'll come back later to see how that grows. And another thing that I just remembered that was a pretty significant announcement for a lot of people, and also release. The Devil May Cry anime came out. I haven't seen it, and judging from what people have said about it, I'm kind of reconsidering that. According to what I've heard, which, you know, hearing reviews and seeing these things isn't the same as experiencing it yourself, but I feel like this may be a case where it feels like maybe, just maybe, I'd be better off not viewing it at all. What I mean by that is, apparently in this Devil May Cry anime, they chose to really make some choices about themes and allegories that do not really match up with Devil May Cry's whole vibe in the past, and also they apparently really mishandled writing Lady. Like Dante's whole characterization and how he was done, from the snippet that I remember seeing, I didn't mind what they did with him, where he was just like newcomer, new up and coming demon hunter guy who's kind of a dork trying to act like the 80s action hero badass. Like he's genuinely badass, but he tries to act too cool, and that's, you know, played against him, which is funny. I like that. He's trying to come up with one-liners. He's trying to impress people. But apparently Lady kind of takes up more of the spotlight in a lot of it, which isn't, you know, I don't hate that. I like Lady, but her mishandling apparently is a very egregious case for a lot of people. And that's made me kind of really reconsider the option there, especially with also how they handled the nature of the demons themselves in this series. So I have elected to probably hold off on that. I still have yet to even watch the Witcher animated movie, which, from what I hear, sounds like it probably would be a better time. It's irked book fans because it's based on one of the short stories in Sword of Destiny, but I feel like whatever I hear from that might not be as bad as what Devil May Cry just had to go through. And that opened up discussion about people's opinions towards the Castlevania Netflix series, which, you know, while not done by the same studio, is another video game Netflix adaptation. And it's opened up discussion about like what was wrong with Castlevania in terms of its way of storytelling or what have you. And why some may feel they don't like the Devil May Cry series at all, but like Castlevania, even though they both have very differing manners of writing their characters versus what the original series did. For me, it's this. And again, until I actually watch Devil May Cry, if I watch Devil May Cry, I think I may still feel the same way. Castlevania had room to allow for some nuances in terms of how they could explore the characters and also the themes that they wanted to explore, you know, like, mayhaps the vampires, while they were a force of their own that weren't good towards humanity, human beings themselves weren't really doing themselves any favors by being the way they were towards others too. Like Dracula's speech in Rondo of Blood, where he's done bad things, but his existence is due to the failings of mortal kind and how they've wanted to just use his power for their own exploits. Now, obviously, they did some different directions with humans bad in the Netflix series, but it still fits with that idea. Whereas with Devil May Cry, they just straight up tried, from what it sounds like this. It sounds like they tried to have one story idea that they really wanted to work with, but they just didn't know how they could probably market it really well because, you know, a non-marketable story is a story that's not going to really be put out there. And then they're like, oh, well, how do we make this one story a reality? I know, how about I put a laminated Devil May Cry clear file over everything? That'll do it. Just do it with a good old coating of Devil May Cry. So, yeah. And it sucks too because initially the promise was there. Well, it showed some promise. You know, while kind of odd as far as like choice of music, the Limp Bizkit opening sounded pretty fun. The first look I remember seeing where Dante saves that lady in the dark alleyway from demons and he's trying to be dorky and he's dorky and can't really come up with a good one-liner, that I was fine with that too. But I guess the writing on the walls just kept getting worse and worse as people watched it. So yeah, I just, it's unfortunate, you know, because for a while at least it really did seem like maybe some game adaptations could have potentially, like game adaptations could finally actually work. Maybe they could be good again. Maybe they could actually start being good. And because, you know, the Sonic movies people really like. I like the Sonic movies. The Mario movie was fun, but I guess there's still always going to be room for adaptations to just not work, which sucks. But that happens, I suppose. It just kind of feels really tragic too when you have cases of a series like Scavenger's Reign not even being able to get another season, when that one is like transformatively good. Like the kind of thing that you watch to just appreciate animation and the creation of world building and creation in general. like I'm not gonna completely be a total negative person when it comes to the idea of future adaptations of stuff, but we can't have this happen again. Like I don't want situations like that to become a standard of like discourse of people arguing towards each other about these kinds of things, because as I've gotten older, I've really been not wanting to do things like argue over comment sections or what have you, or God forbid, disregard people's opinions and ideas and suggestions over cool stuff they may want to share because they may like a thing I don't like. You know? What the fuck is this? Up, up, down, down, up, wait, up, up, down, right, down, left. Oh. The Fool. Healing health is limited to one while the sigil is active. Why is that a thing I can do? Huh? That's the thing. I guess that's for challenge runs, I suppose. But yeah, like, because I'd been seeing some really, I wouldn't say severe, but I've been seeing some opinions be tossed back and forth when it comes to the thoughts of Devil May Cry and Castlevania in terms of the Netflix series, and I don't want to spend the energy to get angry about arguing with people like that, because I had my era of that, and that wasn't a fun era of my life. I spent most of my high school years and my early college years getting angry over in discussion boards about Ruby, and that one was a particular can of worms that I don't want to unravel here. I've talked about Ruby in the past. I've talked about, you know, my history with it, and people have definitely made their opinions of it known now. But yeah, I used to be the type that would be dismissive towards other people's opinions because of their thoughts on a thing that I liked. And I just learned that people can like what they like and dislike what they dislike. You know, that's because in the end, disregarding someone for liking a thing you don't like is just not a mindset that I really would ever want to see or encourage from other people, you know? Because that just gets rid of respectful discussion. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. So I'm guessing I probably can't do anything with that room until I turn the lights on there. So I mentioned earlier about my dodge roll situation, and what I was gonna say is, yeah. So there's a cooldown after your dodge roll, and after that cooldown is usually when you perform the action that you hit with a corresponding button. And from the feel of it, you can essentially accidentally dodge roll into a dodge roll because if you press another button during the cooldown, that essentially means, you just did another dodge roll when you probably meant to like dodge roll then attack. Like if you mashed the dodge roll button during the cooldown, you just do another dodge roll, so that could lead to some mistakes. So I gotta be conscious about that. There we go. Oh no, someone dropped their torch. Smokey the Bear is not going to be happy about that. Lumen-free. What are these things? Oh, hello. Whoa! Who's this absolute unit? Oh, I haven't seen anyone else but my group around here. Wait a second. Aren't you... Momo from Koho? I do believe we have met before, some years ago. Aren't you Melilot? Right! Sorry, my glasses are a bit dirty. I didn't recognize you at a glance. Don't worry about it. What brings you all the way out here? Research. I'm the 56th archaeologist of the Mary Go Research Expedition. And that is my companion, Siegfried.
Hey there.
You should be careful. There are demons around here, many more than usual. Don't worry, I'm super protected. Siegfried is one of our finest knights, stronger than wielders of firearms. Firearms?
Wait. What if we got a gun? That'd be so funny.
It's a sort of weapon machine that releases projectiles. Nowadays, it's becoming standard in Karst. Okay, just please be safe. Anything else from you? How's research going? Oh, pretty good, I think. Look at this huge slab. What about it? That symbol, I've seen it in other places as well. To us, it symbolizes death. It can also mean sacrifice. Right, that lines up with my notes. A mark of death, right? The shape is not always consistent, but it often looks like an eye. We're lucky this monument survived in this state. Although, going by the writing, I don't suppose it's more than a few centuries old. The alphabet in there is still in use. I believe this was built here in the days of the old village, when this area was more relevant. I see. That makes sense considering how abandoned everything seems around here. This has been insightful. Say, do you happen to know of more places with monuments like these? I think it's likely you will find more ruins the deeper you explore. The people of my village don't care for this place anymore, but that was not the case in the past. I see. Thanks. We will continue exploring once I'm done here. All right, you're done. Hey, man.
To think our expedition would lead us to a land more dangerous than the one we left from.
I'm sorry to hear that. We're doing what we can to improve things here.
We'll be fine. I'll take your pesky demons over the bandits of my kingdom. They're awful. They keep trying to get me to talk about my car's extended warranty. I don't even have a car. I had to sell it for this armor. Or no, I don't even have a car. I used it to turn it into this armor.
All right. Drinking a little water. Okay.
Yeah, I remember from Reverie of the Moonlight that that shooting arrows from midair is a lot faster than on ground. Remember that being the case. What is this? Pawn increases damage dealt to enemies by a small amount. Ooh. Do we get? You know what? Considering the effects that some of these sigils may have, I have a feeling that maybe we won't be getting more sigil slots as an upgrade. God, I love this game's atmosphere. Like, look at this. Look at how good this game looks. Ooh. Ooh, the piano. See, this is what I mean. This music is just outstanding. Good stuff. I like this. Been afflicted with a curse ailment. The healing bell cannot be used temporarily. Okay, so stay away from the turnip guys. They curse you. This guy poses funny. There we go. Enemy? Enemy. Oh, you do that. Okay. Okay, so it seems like I am lacking the upgrade for full traversal here. And here too. Oh, but I can't reach up here either. Well, this isn't good. Oh, no, I could pass through. Now I just feel silly. Ah, shit. But we do get another fruit, which is good. Alright. Anything new to talk about? Hi, Momo. What's that you got there? Oh, this? It's a special flower. Dora gave it to me. Ah, so you've met her? Is she around here? She should be, but, you know, she really does whatever she wants. Alright. So we're healed up now. How much? 178? I think we're okay for now. Okay, that's a shortcut. Oh shit. You breathe curse. Okay, good to know. I'm just gonna pepper them from this distance. That'll be nice. Takes longer, but that's fine. I can do that. Oh, look at these little guys. They're so cute. Oh, wait, I remember them from Reverie the Moonlight. Huh. All right. There's also really cute enemy designs here. There's a thing around here. Aha! There we go.
Okay.
So that loops back to here. Ooh. Is that it? That was it. Okay. What's down this way? There we go. Pray to this. We get another attack boost, which is good. Cool. All right. It's worth it to get. Okay, that guy was tanky. Nothing here. Okay. What's in here? Ooh, hello. Oh, more MP. That's nice. Oh, and it seems we get a full heal anytime we find a boost to MP or health. That's actually really lovely. So what is this way? Okay, that's to a fruit thing there. Oh, hello. I have a very... Is this a boss room? No, I'm not taking a risk. Hold on. I'll come back here in a moment. This looks like a boss room setup, and I do not want to engage right now. Sorry, I was checking something real quick. Oh, I love the little animations that are different for her in firing her bow. She goes to like a crouching, to a spinning, to a normal stance, and I really like that. That's fun. Nice details here in these animations. Actually, I want to double check on the sigils we've obtained. Increases, yeah. But I would also want to change... What does this one do? Periodically finds lunar crystals. Nah, I'm keeping this guy out. Mana and health recovery is pretty nice to have. What the... Oh! Oh my god! Okay. Well, that's a lesson to learn. Big ouch. Big ouch. Big lesson. Holy fuck. I am thankful that the game at least saves my progress after my death, so that any discovered items that I found don't have to be rediscovered. Like other treasures or what have you. Yeah, lesson learned. Destroy that eye thing as soon as possible. Holy shit. I probably don't need to kill these things right now. All right, let's try that again. Maybe this time not get destroyed. God, that was like half my health in one hit. Holy fuck. Oh God. Holy shit. All right, it won't respawn until I die, so that's a plus. Can I get to this ledge? No. So yeah, my inkling is maybe next upgrade, maybe the double jump. There we go. All right, what is this little guy? What's this one? Companions act more often. Ooh, that's nice. I don't really have any complaints towards my current guy, though. He's like, it's a bit of a wait between drops, but drops when it counts. Holy shit, I just noticed the damage that was done there. Oh my God. Okay. I didn't expect that much damage to happen. But we'll circle back again. I guess that's the thing to keep in mind too, is that since there's no gear progression like there is in a Castlevania game, there isn't really a way to increase my defense, so I need to play very cautiously here. Okay. No laser. Another attack boost. I wonder what the maximum is in this game. I've mentioned this many times, but not a completionist, so I probably won't get every single secret that's in this game. Just the ones that, I'll get the ones that I know at least I'll be able to get, or at least know about. So that's my situation with that. But it's nice to see that I am getting pretty consistently high amounts of upgrades to my strength and health as I've been exploring. It's nice. And this was the shortcut. In that case, that might be the boss room. If that's the boss room, then yeah, I guess we'd go back to that area we were at before. She doesn't have anything new to say. I'm gonna save here. Wait, where was the... Oh, it was down here. That's right.
Hey there.
You don't look so good. What happened?
Well, I'm not sure. I was fine until this intense headache came to me. Could it be related to some mushrooms we picked, I wonder?
I would not recommend eating anything from around here. There are even fewer demons who take the shape of herbs, so you must be careful. Rest your body. I'm sure you will feel better once you take a break.
Thank you for your kind concern, priestess.
Momo, this is an incredible find. I cannot believe my eyes. This is probably a fragment of the moon. What? It makes so much sense, this area being the roots of the loon tree after all. All right, let me explain. Long ago, the greater moon goddess Lineth was injured in battle. Her white blood rained down on our planet and reached deep into the lifeless earth. Then, on the barren land, life was created. Over time, those life forms developed into the world we know today. The animals, the plants, the rivers. Give me a second. Just charging my phone real quick. The sacred lun tree in your village, for example, came to be this way. Our ancestors eventually found chunks of the moon's crystallized blood. These fragments of blood were named shell fruits, based on their appearance. Naturally, these shell fruits had special properties. They were the blood of the moon goddess, the goddess of birth. Throughout our history, some sought them to obtain the powers they hold. Powers so great that may control even life. I've seen pictures of shell fruits in some books, and they look somewhat similar to this huge white thing here. Except the ones in the books were much smaller, like fruits, hence the name. How do you even know all this? Because of the writings left by the Horned people in Ishlith. Thousands of years ago. They were the ancestors to us humans, capable of seeing into the future and the past. The scholars of my land have found their texts and studied them. Everything I've mentioned was written in detail by the sages of Ishlith. I can only understand some of what they described. In summary, I conclude this big white thing is a solidified drop of blood of the moon which gave life to the Loon Tree. Not only that, you could argue it gave life to the entire region of Koho. It all started from this point. What a huge find. Okay, cool. Interesting that they're adding world building in this one, because I don't remember the prior game having world building like this. Last year I came across, excuse me, I came across a book mentioning an ancient temple around these parts. Truth be told, it is the entire reason why I got the crown to fund this expedition. Please don't let anybody know. I had to make up some lies about secret treasures and... Right. The temple was built to worship the moon goddess. What's her name in these parts again? Loon? No, that can't be right. What was it? Lena? Lunita? In Koho, we call her Luna. But I'm not sure which temple you are talking about. Luna, that's it. Anyway, all we've seen so far is either demons or guardian spirits of the tree. And now this giant fragment of the moon. No ancient temple in sight. What should I do? Sorry I can't be of help. The fairy folk are much more knowledgeable when it comes to topics from long ago. Fairies? Maybe they know something. That could be my next destination. All right. Also, we have an ad break starting in about 4 minutes as a heads up. Demon Frontier. That sounds like a very serious spot. All right, well, I think that's everything we could get in this initial spot. So there's these areas downward that we haven't explored yet. Ah, I'm cursed. Shit. Nah, fuck it. Just ignore that guy. Oh, hello. Oh, shit. Okay, no curses here, please. Okay. Oh, wow, that attack boost really helped me here. I find the domino lineup effect of being able to do this with your leaf fun. Alright, there weren't any treasures back there, so yeah, we're set to go. Oh, this is mid. So that's one treasure in this area. I don't know what those things were gonna do, but I did not want to find out. What is this? Adds flame properties to potent shots. Consumes magic. Causes damage over time on enemies. Efficiency varies depending on the enemy, I guess. how do I get to that? Guess we'll find out shortly, but I do have the ad break coming up, so take these next 3 minutes to get yourself some water, stretch, whatever you need to do, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Thank you for your patience, everybody. All right. So, where were we? There's a treasure there, but I don't know how I'm supposed to. I may have a mind of how, but because it's in the middle of that. Or is it down? Hold on. No, I'm going... Oh, wait, but that's looping back to the... Fuck. Okay, well... Guess I can't figure that out yet. Oh, well. I'm not fucking with this thing. Bye-bye. Yeah, and I know I need to get up there to get the treasure that I'm looking for, but the problem is I am lacking an upgrade. So chances are a double jump is really what I need here. Okay, well, we looped around, we explored a couple spots there, and we've still got some areas up there that we're missing, but I think those are also spots I can't get to with the lack of a double jump being my big problem. So let's go save. Bong. I don't know what effect it is that causes that warping around the, Also, I like that when you pull up the map, you get this little descriptor of your current task right now. That's very nice, just so that you don't get lost. Cat. Talk? Huh? What's wrong with your eye? What's wrong with your eye, kitty? Leave me be, mortal. You can talk? Wait, what? I'm not even allowed a moment of rest. You humans are ever so tiresome. Who are you? Some sort of demon? Enough, mortal. You will test my patience no further. Oh, you're gonna be fun. Oh, I love the animation work in this. Oh. Do not underestimate me, human. I'm dead. Oh, she's cool. I like her. Okay, just gotta get used to the attack timings on her, but holy shit, what a nice fight. I like that. Did we already? Yeah, that was the health fruit, I think. All right, let's try again. Can I skip this talk? Oh, I can. Sweet. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm not really doing very well on the dodging part of things. It's the, like, it seems I still get hit, even though I have the iframes that don't interrupt me, so maybe changing my sigils around would be a good idea. Prevents knockback and interruptions from most enemy attacks. I feel like that needs to say efficiency with, I think they forgot a letter there. That's supposed to say efficiency. Ranged of slash, huh? I think I'm okay. We'll rock with this for a little longer, and if I have to change it, I'll change it. Oh, that's what. Oh. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so this may be a longer fight than anticipated. Which is fine. I like this fight. It's cool. It's just got some other patterns I need to figure out here. God, I need to... All right. Then we do the second phase. Okay. Almost got it. Ah, God damn it. There we go. Woohoo! Cool fight. How can a mere mortal do this to me? What an annoyance. Wait a second. Who was that? All right. Oh, and I can't. Okay. And I still can't. And I can't make it back. Ooh, hello. So not the village. Grants you the ability to... Hey, sure enough. There's our double jump. Lovely. Okay, so... with that done, where do I start? Let's start in the direction down. Because I think direction up is the plot progress we need to make. I have a sneaking suspicion of that being the case. Okay, there's one down. Question is, was there other? I don't think there was. I think it was just that one. Cool. Now, we just need to head up this time. A few other places I can think of too are now available to me as well, but I really hope that we get a fast travel of some kind in this, because I'd like to not have to backtrack all the way through the overworld like this. Like, it's not not the worst thing in the world, but it would be preferable to not. Okay, so we actually didn't go to the left here before, so mushroom guys. Oh wait, there was something back there. Hold on. What's back here? What is back here? It ain't this. What am I missing? It ain't. Oh, I'm stupid. There we go. Increases luck. Cool. So that's probably for if you want to do more crit stuff. Yeah, I just noticed like the platform's graphic sprites overlapping on the darker foreground, and I was like, wait a second. Wait a minute. And then we got to go this way. All right. Yeah. Now we get access to up here. Sweet. Something I mentioned this before. I don't remember what Metroidvania I played, but we played another Metroidvania a little bit ago that had the double jump also be more readily available earlier in the game than what you'd normally expect. Also, why did the HP and MP bars suddenly change to... Oh, I know why. It's because the camera moved to accommodate for the vertical space. Interesting. Okay. No, you don't. There we go. Okay, so that's done. Next, let's grab that. There we are. Wonderful. Was that a... No, it wasn't. Okay. Is the... Really? Is that all there is up there? Hold on. Yeah, sure enough. Okay. So that's done. Yeah, double jump being a very quick upgrade you get is a interesting thing that I see Metroidvanias do, and I'm like, huh, that's very odd to me. Not unwelcome, just odd. Because I'm so used to Metroidvanias with holding the double jump until like one of the very last upgrades that you can get in the game. But I guess in the end it always comes down to the type of structure that they want to do for their game. Can I reach up here with the double jump? No? Oh, come on. Ah, and there's no ledge grab either. So even that's still out of my reach. Okay. And this is another one of those stones that the archaeologist mentioned. Oh, the fairy springs. Okay, so this is where we're supposed to go. But I want to go up here and see what we've got going on in this area still. You don't feel any different. I was wondering, like, yeah, that berry's an odd color. Like, that wasn't an MP berry. Was it really just a benign nothing berry? Berry? Okay, so back to the fairy springs again. Oh, there we go. Woo! Okay. Good perfect dodge there. I've also kind of taken to not trying to perfect dodge through that boss fight for certain attacks because the iframes for it are better for one dodge or dodging one attack as opposed to dodging a whole line like some of the attacks that she was doing. So, yeah. How much have I got now? Nearly 600, so I could get the fortune one. Enemies? Enemies. Still monkey got... Oh, stole... Oh, no. So I'm guessing those little bugs that appear near those... I don't even know what you'd call them, like... just secret orbs, I guess. Those are meant to be like, hey, if you hear the noises of those things, you're near a spot that's got a secret to them. That's how I read it. They're thumping. Ah, and they are just small enough to not be reached by my arrows too. Oh, that's fun. God, look at the sprite art for this area, though. This is gorgeous. Actually, let's go ahead and get that crystal. I like this little ghost guy. So far, because like I haven't really I've only gotten 2 companions, but this guy being the one that drops more stuff that gives me heals is good. Plus I like the sprite, he's cute. Little monkey fella. All right. And more health. I wonder if there's an upgrade that can increase my healing potency. Oh, I can get more sigils. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's very good to know. Okay, so that can happen. In that case, what do I want to put on then? Not the Fool, that's for challenge run people. Increase damage by small amount, or make my arrows light on fire. Honestly, let's go arrows light on fire. I think that'll be a good one. All right, there's an area to the right that I didn't see yet, but we'll get to that later. What is this berry? Stamina regenerate. Oh, that's lovely. Okay. Yeah, it's faster now. Nice. That's a good find. Ooh, new talking point? Cereza, what should I ask her? Let's have a chat. Cereza, you around here too? Yeah, I'm managing. Want to eat? I've got milk bread this time. Should I spend some time? Yeah, why not? Yum, this is so good. I know, right? I've been thinking. The matriarch is always telling us stories of the old goddesses, the founders of our families. They gave their lives to save our people when the village faced destruction. We follow in their footsteps to protect those dear to us, but how can we ever match their greatness? In their place, I'm sure I'd have hesitated. We may not, but we are trying, and that's enough. Right? Right. New sigil. Ooh, more sigils. Wait, do sigils always become available? Which ones have we got? I've got 600 crystal things. So after Profiteer... Profiteer was 600 last time I checked. Does she give me discount because I raised my bond with her? That's a fun idea. Chrysanth. Prevents status ailments. Ooh. Automatically pick up lunar crystals dropped by enemies. Oh. And pick up lunar crystals restores your... Oh, that's a lot of good ones. I like a lot of these. These are pretty decent. Okay. I think maybe having fire arrows isn't as nice to me right now as preventing status ailments wholesale. So let's go with that. That's a pretty good upgrade. All right, so mayhaps up here is where we reach the village. So I'm going to... I would like to go back down there and to the right, see what I may potentially miss. We'll be live for like a little longer. Yeah, so far this game's really good. It's just more of that Momodora goodness that I really liked back in 20... Oh god, when did I first play Momodora Reverie? It was when I was still in Texas, because I had my first laptop back then, too. When did I... It had to have been probably like 2016, 20... No. Earlier than that, like 20... Yeah, around 2015, 2016. Because, when I was, when I first, fun little bit of history. So, when I first started college, I needed a new computer or needed a laptop so I could actually, you know, do homework and get things done on school assignments, because I had never owned a laptop before. And I got this old computer, and I mean old as in like, it basically was like an i3 processor, and it was just something that could get me through school stuff, but it could run some games. And I remember the first 3 indie games I think I ever had gotten for it were Hyper Light Drifter, Momodora, Reverie the Moonlight, and Stardew Valley. I think those were my main 3 ones that I played a ton of on that laptop. And after that, and funny thing, so I was able to play Hyper Light Drifter fine with a PS4 controller, which was all I had back then as far as my gaming stuff was concerned. But for some reason, and I don't know if this has ever changed in any patches at all, Momodora Reverie Under the Moonlight did not support PS4 controllers. So for the first few sections of that game, until I got a controller that was compatible with it, I had only played it with mouse, or not mouse and keyboard, but just keyboard controls, like moving with WASD and attacking with 2 other corresponding keys. And let me tell you, fighting some of the bosses in that style was not an ideal format, but you know, now but since I got my Xbox controller back in 2019, or was it 2018? Point is, when I got my other new controller, I was able to play the game and beat it in a more proper format, and that felt good. So, yeah. Let's see. What was that? Arrows, like we got an exploding arrow sigil. That's cool. But I want to go back and get to that dead end area, since that might have something for me. Oh, hello. Can I go in her tent? No? Okay. I will take this. There we are. You feeling better? Hey there, how are you now?
Much better. Thank you for asking. Apart from my earlier predicament, this has been truly an enriching voyage for this old knight of the crown. Not even the most fascinating groves of my land have enchanted me as this land has.
Is that so? I must admit, I've never been to the kingdom of Karst.
You see, I'm more of a nature man, and this scenery is in stark contrast to the cities of Karst. My kingdom keeps moving away from the pastoral life. Life in the big city is what attracts the common Karstian man. It's a shame, a true loss of the intimate contact with nature.
I didn't imagine a big guy like you to be so delicate.
Worry not. This arm will crush demons and twist their flesh.
Yeah, I think Karst was the name of the city we went through in the previous game, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. We've made it here, the land of the fairies. Hello to you too, Melilot. By now I'm pretty used to you crossing our paths. You are almost the 3rd member of our group. If you say so. What's this place? I believe it's a graveyard. Fairies can live up to hundreds of years. A lucky one can eventually grow to become a queen, which can live up to 1,000 years. But they are not immortal beings. I see. Have you come across any fairies? No. They must be further ahead, safe in their village, concealed from danger. But I'm very curious to meet one in person. In my homeland, there are too many stories about fairies to scare children into doing their duties. They scare them that they'll take away their fortnight battle pass. Things such as mischievous fairies come at night to take you, or things such as mischievous fairies coming at night to take you to the forest if you stay awake too late. Surely those are only stories, right? I must find out. For science. And you have another thing to say. The writing in this stone is the oldest I've encountered thus far. I'm surprised you can even read it. I've learned the meaning of these symbols a few years ago. It wasn't so hard. Here it says something about looking into a sacred figure. Really? Without more context, I'm afraid I cannot understand the message's intentions. It is a writing from a past era, after all. What do you mean? Karstian scholars consider our world's history to be divided in eras. To put things in perspective, we are some 500 years or so into the that wouldn't be an era that's good. The aptly named modern era. Previously, our world went through a time of greater chaos and terror. Despite the adversities, we've had the birth of people such as yours and mine. But even further in time, before all of that, is what we call the ancient era. That's when this writing was made. We're talking thousands of years ago. The world was completely different back then. They probably didn't scream about chicken jockeys back then. Like, the Minecraft movie's out now, and I've been hearing people yell about a chicken jockey over it, and I don't have the context, and I am not going to watch the Minecraft movie, so I, honest to God, I don't care. I could not care less about going to see that movie. My Minecraft days have long since been, I don't really do Minecraft anymore. I used to on the PS3 a long time ago, but I've not played Minecraft in over 10 years, so I am not the audience for that movie. Heal up a little bit. All right. So far, this game is really nice. I'm liking a lot of the stuff that it has to show and let us do. Now, what is this? Oh. There we go. Now, what's this way? Oh, hello. Oh, I was like, is there some kind of puzzle I'm supposed to solve? No. Could have had an epic dodge fest on that, but nah, I'll just cheese that. There we go. I wonder what the fairy finding in this will end up leading to. Probably something similar to the grub finding or the Mai from Zelda Link Between Worlds. God, you know, with I mentioned Link Between Worlds. So if there's any 3DS games that I would really hope get a Switch 2 version or what have you, I would really hope that Link Between Worlds gets that kind of treatment, because that game should not be lost only on the 3DS. It really shouldn't. That game's too cool and too good and too well made. But I had a perfect dodge. Ooh, hello. More? I'll take that. Ah, there's a thing up there. But I can't get to that now. Heal up. I love that even the money causes little splashes in water as it's dropping. That's a nice detail. Help? Hey there, please help me. Can I just shoot from... There we go. Well, I helped you. Not once in 366 years have I been in such a humiliating situation. 1,000 thanks, young lady. No problem. How come you were stuck inside that cage? It all started when the Dark Bell was stolen. Then, demons everywhere. I was taken and caged by them. Oh, forgive my manners. I am Myrtil, counselor of the fairies. Even now the blessed village of fairies, my home, is under attack. I must hurry up then. You're coming to our aid, young lady. Any help would be appreciated. Don't you worry. You and the fairies are not alone in this fight. Very well. I shall return to the village. Be safe on your way there. So how am I supposed to get to that spout? Oh, hello. That takes care of that. Oh, wait, the sigil. It creates a protective barrier after use of a healing bell. Oh, okay. So the barrier itself is probably really temporary. Oh shit, that was a bad move. Okay, there's a healing, but there's a berry. Take that. More max health. Sweet. Okay, wait, hold on. So earlier I was fully healed after I went into a secret room that had a MP bell, so why is... Odd. There's another thing I'm missing here. What could it be? What could I be missing? So I go back to there and it's... Okay, it's this spot specifically. What is it? Is it this? No. It's not the top of the platform. Oh, hello. Oh, I see. Haha! There it is. There we go. Got it. Okay. Another bell. And there's still an area up top that we haven't explored yet, so let's go back there real quick and see if that's something extra. Yeah, we've made good progress so far. Also, I did check just in case. I was curious about how long this game was versus most other Metroidvanias that I remember playing on the channel, and this game's not that long either. I think it's maybe about 10 hours or so at most, which I find is quite fascinating. Like, well, not fascinating, but Metroidvanias seem to just have this very, you know, quick pace. So yeah, it's nice that this game has a very brisk pace for all that it's got going on, and it's got a lot going on. Got a lot going good for itself. So yeah, this game isn't going to be too long to get through. So yeah, not that I mind long games. You know, I'm literally playing Metaphor Refantasio. That's a very long game, but I like a nice brisk adventure too. You know. Okay, what is up here? It's more of this stuff. What is here? I may be back here for something. Because there's like spider webs all over this place, so I have a sneaking suspicion that maybe, just maybe, there's gonna be more to this area. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip these guys. Damage boost. Dong. Oh. Oh, that's blood. That's a shortcut. Where am I? There I am. The only thing that I would say the only thing that I'd say is a potential criticism is just something I'd probably lobby more towards, like some Metroidvanias that do this too. The main character's design in the chaos of the action could potentially get a little lost, because her outfit's very monochrome. Oh God. Help. Dead. Dead. Oh God. Health berry. Oh, that's electricity. Oh, okay. I need to heal. Oh, is there another one? Please? Okay, no. Thank God. Hey, ghost guy, hey, little buddy, can you drop me, like, one thing of mana points, please? Please? Just drop one. Just one little spot. Okay. Well, if there's a boss coming up, surely they'll give me a save point. I'm dead. God damn it. Oh, and that would have been a shortcut too. Oh, I died just then. Okay. Maybe I should equip this. At least, yeah. Where was that one? There's that, and no. Or maybe, no. Act more often, or I could do the whole lunar crystals increase, or heal up. Oh wait, no, that was the one I haven't bought yet. Never mind. We'll do that then. Oh, now you drop one. All right. Well, time to go loop around again. Okay, thankfully I don't have to go through those challenge rooms again. That's good. So I don't have to fight that electric crab. That's good. That's that's very nice. That's what's also nice is it seems like when it comes to major points of progress in a map, they save that I've beaten it. So that's good. There. Okay, we open that, and then we boost. Begone, serpent! Not until I drain all of your life. Oh, dear God. You're next, human. Viper Archdemon Sorelia. All right. Ow. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, okay. I think I may go for a little longer because I want to fight that boss, but also there was a spot that I missed earlier. I didn't realize that was the room to the boss. Or the room of the boss, rather. What is here? Oh. Giant. Okay, cool, an attack boost. I actually needed that. All right, so we're gonna fight this boss until we beat her. And then after that, the next time that I'm given freedom in the game, I'm go. Oh, wait. Ah. Then when I'm given freedom next, I'll probably end after that. Okay, so yeah, demons really ran through this, huh? Okay. So since a boss fight is coming up, oh. White snake. Okay. I'm gonna take off the buddy helper and put on consumes magic. Oh no, I don't want that. Protective barrier for boss fights. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so it guards just against one move. All right, good to know. Almost. Got that back. Okay, good. Oh, did I win? I did it! Second try. Yay! A village is devastated! Brave warrior, it is thanks to you that us fairies are safe. Yeah, you're safe now. You've driven the serpent demon and her followers away. What happened here is terrible. Your kind inspires hope in our people. We should begin to work on restoring our village. At the very least, the Eastern Ward was untouched. Your aid came in just before our complete ruin. I'll pray for you. I'll pray for a quick recovery for all of you, and that this tragedy will soon come to pass. I trust the Fairy Queen is within the Eastern Ward. There's a matter I wish to discuss with her, but only after this ad break though, so, you know, get yourself some water, stretch, whatever you need to do, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Thank you for your patience, everybody. All right. Queen Blanca is thankfully unharmed. Please go on inside. Please go on ahead. The fairies will welcome you. Yeah, that boss in particular, I knew was I knew of that boss in the trailer. Well-endowed snake lady. All right, but before we fight the fairies, before we talk to the fairies, I think that may be where we stop for now, since we had just dealt with a big boss fight and we're now in a new area. And honestly, a lot of progress made. Pretty decent map too, from the size of things. So yeah, good progress. Very glad to have made it this far. So yeah, a nice start to the adventure. With the deaths and injuries of a whole bunch of fairies and fighting of demons and shit. Yeah, lots of good stuff done. So, with that said, thank you all for joining me tonight. It's been a lot of fun getting to discuss about the concert that if you're able to in any way find yourself at a Caravan Palace concert, I recommend that you take that opportunity, because holy shit, their concerts are good. And also discuss about the Switch 2. Again, definitely not day one purchase, because one, more games need to be showcased that show it specifically as a good piece of hardware to get, and that's hard to justify when so much of the things that you can get for it are likely already on another platform, if not on another platform in the future. Like the Duskbloods, that will be on only Nintendo Switch, which is a reason to get it. And plus, like, one reason that I also heard is that some people may not have the hands, like, for a Steam Deck. I heard I heard a streamer once actually say that they have, and I quote, little baby hands. So Steam Decks are too large, and that maybe just the formatting of them might not be sufficient. And plus, the Switch 2 will have Nintendo first-party titles. It's just right now, the only first-party titles that will be available are Donkey Kong and Mario Kart, and everything else is just on the Switch 1, but could be upgraded via the Switch 2. But I don't know. I really hope that the graphical facelift and frame rate fixes that people are hoping they could get with the Switch 2 aren't part of the whole expansion buy that they'd have to buy for it. I don't know. And plus, I imagine the GameCube stuff is going to be Switch 2 exclusive for the NSO, but more information needs to come out. But right now, Nintendo, I guess, are kind of retracting a little bit due to the tariffs and how I don't know if they're going to reconsider their prices at all, but I know they're definitely holding off because of the economic situation right now, especially in the US. So, yep. But in any case, that's going to be it for tonight. I thank you all for joining me. It's been a real pleasure to get to start this journey. If you want to see when I'm live for VOD watchers, please be sure to check out my Twitch. I also announce when I'm going live over on Blue Sky, so go follow me there if you want to see when I'll be live next and what my schedules will usually be week to week. I sadly am not very consistent with my days, as it were, right now, but someday in the future I will plan on having a more consistent schedule. It's just dependent on my job situation, which has been really tough to manage. I won't lie. Job market's shit right now, so yeah, but someday I will have more consistent days available for our streams to do together, so because I enjoy doing this. I enjoy getting to play games and shoot the shit with everybody. It's fun. I enjoy doing this, so I want to keep doing this. So yeah, just be sure to keep it on my Blue Sky for whenever I am live so that we can get to chat live and hang out. So yeah. That said, VOD watchers, take care of yourselves, stay hydrated, keep your postures checked, be good out there, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.